Breaking news. From all indications now, it is now looking as if the crisis within PDP has come to a point of no return. It seems as if these differences can no longer be repaired because Atiku have met with Wike in London. They've had meeting, committees have been set up. But as we speak, they have not met, they've not found a common ground to meet on. They have not decided to remove Ayu. As at presently, Ayu have insisted that he is not going anywhere. And from the news sources we got and from all indications, Wike was one of those that played an important role in making Ayu the PDP chairman. And now Ayu, who is the PDP chairman, is now referring to Wike as a child. Is referring to both Wike and his allies that they are children. They were not there when they were building Wike. Meanwhile, Wike played a major role. He made a major impact in making Ayu the PDP chairman. But I think all of that in the past few days, it has been back and forth all over again. And I think Wike has finally decided that it seems these people are not serious. These people are not ready to do all the conditions that I gave them. So we are having another meeting in London. It's Wike, Makinde, and Samuel Ortom. News source that we have now is saying that Tinubu is billed to also meet them in London. They're having the meeting in London as we speak. Before we go ahead and talk about this, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do well to subscribe, turn on the post notification bell so that you can be the first person to get notified whenever we upload a new video. Lastly, give this video a massive thumbs up so that it gets recommended to older YouTube users. Without further ado, let's dive straight into the details of today's news. The Rivers State Governor Nelson Wike, his Oyo and Benue State counterparts Makinde and Samuel Ortom, respectively, are said to have met in London on Friday to deliberate on their next move. A source familiar with the development told Vanguard that Makinde, who has been on his annual vacation since the last meeting, was first joined by Wike, while Ortom, who was on his way to the United States of America, made a stopover. The top-ranking member of the PDP leadership, who confided in a reporter, said, unless a miracle happens, the reconciliation talks between Atiku and Wike have irreparably collapsed. Wike and his team are currently in London, where they met this afternoon, and I have it on good authority that the presidential candidate of the All Progressive Congress, Asiwaju Ahmed Tinubu, will be joining them to conclude talks started weeks ago. Another party source said the die is cast. Wike and his team have been canvassing for Southern President of People's Democratic Party extraction. They were prepared to make concessions in the interest of a party, but the arrogance of some leaders on the other side has forced them to have a rethink. They are Wike and co. not considering leaving the party. Far from it. We all knew what happened in 2015 and 2019. Our troubles came mostly from within. The outsiders simply stepped up and slid into the cracks. Ayu too has not helped matters. Instead of playing the role of a father to all, he chose to satisfy the longing of Atiku and a few of his aspired political allies. If you can remember, Ayu did not contest an election. There wasn't a contest. Initially, there were 3 persons penciled for the position when it was micro-zoned to Benue. They were Senator Gabriel Suwan, Senator David Mark, and Ayu. I was the Benue State Governor, Samuel Ortom, who in consultation with Wike and others thought it wise to let it go to Ayu. Ortom took it upon himself to talk to Suswan and Mark to get their buy-in, and they stepped down in deference to him. Wike provided the largest chunk of the logistics, which Ayu was to use to reach out to other caucuses, but today he calls all of them children. We shall see, the man said. I think what triggered Wike to maybe call for this second meeting in London was what Ayu said on Channels Television, referring to Wike and his allies, which are Makinde and Samuel Ortom, as small children, that they were not there when they were building PDP. But now, apparently, Wike played a major role and provided the largest chunk of the logistics. These people are calling it logistics, but we all know what logistics means. Logistics means money, ego. That is what it means. It means that David Mark and the other person, Suzwan, was paid money for them to, step down for Ayu. It means Wike provided the largest share of the money that was used to settle these other two people for them to agree to step down for Ayu. And look at what is happening today. Ayu is stabbing him in the back. Should we put it that way? Should we say it that way? Ayu is saying he is not resigning, not even considering the fact that what these people are fighting for is actually right. The point that they are giving is actually valid, very, very valid, because how can you have a party, but before I go to my second point, as I was saying, their point is actually valid. How can you have a party and then all the major key positions are being held by people from Northerner? We all know Nigeria is a diversified country. We have the Yorubas, the Igbos, the Hausas, and they are not adequately represented in this party. And the thing is, I did not even really blame Ayu, because what were these people looking at when it got to this point? Why did they wait until Wike did not win the presidential ticket for the party before they now start voicing out? They should have insisted on zoning the presidential flag bearer when they were deciding. They should have waited, because Obasanjo even mentioned it that, they should have insisted, Obasanjo even mentioned it that the last election they had, they all agreed in PDP that it was going to go to a northerner, and then the next one after 8 years will go to a southerner. Why didn't they insist